Greetings, ghouls. I'm your host, Spooky Creepy J, and tonight we are taking a look at another memorable episode of Tales from the Crypt, episode 6 of the first season, which happens to be titled Collection Completed. Oh boy, I really enjoyed this one. The acting was wonderfully over the top, but the actors did an outstanding job at selling it. I believed them entirely, and I couldn't get enough of them. The relationship dynamics between Anita and her husband Jonas are hilarious at times and absolutely horrifying at others. We meet our protagonist Anita home alone on a stormy night, as she finishes setting up a retirement party for her husband Jonas. Anita hears a noise at the front door which she assumes to be her husband. It turns out to be a stray, pretty kitty cat, who she picks up and lets into the house. She shuts the front door as she adores her newest feline friend, just as she hears another bang on the door.
You shut the door right on my face.
Jonas, you're home! Oh, we've been so excited!
He's not thrilled as he walks in and trips over a kitty as he drops to the ground. Anita is emotionally supportive of her husband and applauds his well-deserved retirement. Jonas, however, loathes the idea of retirement but was forced into it by the company he worked for. Jonas prides himself on being a hard worker and now is tasked with learning how to stay occupied without a career. Retirement hits some people hard, and Jonas has to come to terms with a large part of his identity getting taken away from him. Jonas wants Anita to get rid of the new cat and tells her he's too tired for the party. Upset, Anita tells her guests the news that the party is canceled.
I'm so sorry, but Daddy's called the party off.
So how does Jonas's first day of retirement go? The next morning, Jonas panics when he wakes up and realizes Anita turned the alarm clock off before waking him up, thinking he's going to be late for work. He tries to lay back down to rest, but that lasts about a second.
Stay in bed as long as I feel like it. I get up whenever I can't stand it.
This next scene really cracked me up as Jonas nearly shits his pants. They clonk their heads together, brushing their teeth. Then the clumsy old man drops his glasses in the toilet. Anita starts to prepare for her bath, and Jonas tries his best to get her out of the bathroom without telling her he has to take a mean poop. He fails at this endeavor, however, and tells her he's gotta sit down. Embarrassed, she finally heads out. Anita is cooking up a delicious-looking steak as Jonas walks into the kitchen and sits down at the table. He admits he doesn't know what to do with all the time he has now, and he isn't comfortable becoming an old geezer that putzes around all day. This is the first weekday he's had off since he was 17. He refuses to sit around and fall asleep watching TV, though his wife sees nothing wrong with it. With the tasty, scrumptious steak now ready, Jonas's mouth starts to salivate. Jonas is stunned when Anita gives the delicious steak to one of the dogs.
What the goddamn hell is going on? Are you running some kind of luxury resort for every flea-bitten parasite that trips across my doorstep? What's that dog eating? A steak?
These are my friends.
They have a falling out over it, and Jonas curses the freeloading animals, down to the crow hawking at the window. Still not sure what to do to keep himself busy, Jonas is fumbling around in the cellar, Roy, their neighbor, comes down to visit and gives Jonas a model airplane. Jonas is too busy, he says, and goes to the backyard to clip a bush bald. Jonas confesses to Roy that he's worried about Anita and her obsession with the animals, but he'd rather Roy keep that to himself. Roy tells him some unsettling news about Anita.
I seen her sitting on the green with a squirrel perched right on the top of her head, and it was like she was talking to him.
Squirrels? God, that's disgusting. Tree rats, that's all they are.
Anita makes Jonas a tuna sandwich. Jonas takes a bite and is repulsed. He checks the can and it's cat food. Then Jonas the dog walks in. Jonas the person can't believe she named the dog after him and offers him the cat food sandwich. To make matters worse, later on when Jonas asks Anita for an aspirin, she gives it to him in a brownie. She puts his medicine in food like a dog. Roy comes by again and insists that Jonas learns how to relax and encourages the model plane again. Jonas tells Roy about the aspirin, and then Roy tells him he's gotta talk to his wife about it. So they sit down and talk.
Couldn't see that you had problems too. I'm sorry. I really am, but... well, that's all in the past now. We can make a brand new start. We'll be the way we used to be. I'll rub your stomach and you can lick the back of my leg.
Back to the bushes for Jonas. Anita brings him out some lemonade, but the cat spills it. This is a turning point for Jonas, who tries to attack the cat with gardening shears. This doesn't play out too well, and the man falls into the pond. Covered in muck, he goes upstairs to shower. Anita begs him to wait, she's cleaning the fish tank. But he blows right by her before looking down into the tub full of fish. The next morning, Jonas is inspired. He tells Anita he's finally found a hobby to keep himself busy, and then slips on Skippy's bone. He tells her he's going out for a while. When he gets back, he brings a big box down with him into the basement and clears a spot to begin his work. Anita tells Roy that Jonas has been so happy the last couple of weeks, and asks if he's seen Skippy lately. Anita says she can't find Jonas either. He tells her Jonas the dog is outside. So Anita goes outside and finds the pooch, but with flashing mechanical eyes. Jonas the person taxidermied Jonas the dog. In disbelief and rage, Anita searches for Mew Mew the cat and the rest of the animals. She doesn't find Mew Mew, but she does find a bunch of taxidermied animals. There's a squirrel under her bed. This is so horrifying, so disturbing that I couldn't wait for the comeuppance. Especially when Anita finds her Mew Mew still alive but in grave danger. Anita has no choice but to bludgeon her husband with his own retirement gift.
Hi there. I just dropped by to see how you two were doing.
Well, come on in, Roy.
How's Jonas?
Oh, he's really slowed down and learned how to enjoy life. He's much happier.
Hey, you made it to the end. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked what you saw, please think about liking and subscribing to the channel, as I post more retrospectives every week.